Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I don't know if I can do anything here with this music. It's so loud. Lucky it's kind of nice, mellow, but still it's loud. So I'm gonna try. I'm here in Starbucks charging my devices. Gotta have devices charged, otherwise no broadcast. So I thought we'd try. Let's try it. So what do we do? Let's try chanting first. Hare Krishna. I might have to sing to the music a little bit, or do japa to the music. Does it sound loud, the music there? Can you hear me okay? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna. I think this is a Christian song. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Just got to go with it, the music. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh, still ecstatic. The Lord seems to like it. So we'll give him some more happiness. Brought my cloths in just in case. Tools of the trade. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Are you chanting Radhe with us? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Great. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Nityananda 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 Gaurachandra 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 Nityananda 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 Krishna 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 Radha 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 Gauranga 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 Krishna 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 Gauranga Krishna Gauranga Krishna 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 Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna 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 Radha 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 Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. What did you think I'd say to that? Does the story stay Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Radha, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe. Say I seem angry, get more angry. There's nothing like a Okay, let's try reading a little bit. See where this goes. So this is still the introduction of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Sri Chaitanya Shikshamrita, basically the instructions of Lord Chaitanya to the world. So those with the those with the Vedas will know that Kali Yuga is the iron age of quarrels and hypocrisy. The conditions of human life are described in Srimad Bhagavatam. This statement is very significant. Those familiar with the Vedas will know that Kali Yuga is the iron age of quarrel and hypocrisy. So if you're not in a parampara, disciplic line, see, and know the Vedas or familiar with the Vedas, you will not know that this is Kali Yuga. You won't know. They're just thinking, what's going on here? What's going on here? That's why people are confused. You know? People are confused now. They're wondering what's going on. What's going on? Why is the world like it is? That's why you see people taking drugs. Uh, not people necessarily in the mode of ignorance, because there's some ignorance there, but just normal people. They smoke a lot of weed now, alcohol, pharmaceutical, what do they call those? Antidepressants, or they go for suicide. It's all because of lack of understanding, and it's freaking people out. They lose, especially now, they lose certainty. Certainty is like a human need to be certain of something. See, otherwise we're like unstable. So people are unstable now because they can't be certain about anything. I hear this a lot on TikTok. Where people. One lady was saying, "Does anybody feel like this?" She says, "Before 2020, 2019, I had all these goals. I was feeling really good about life. I was certain about my life. I was improving it. I had things I wanted to do every day passionately. And then 2020 rolls around, and this pandemic, which it was, whether you know it or not, pandemic, it was all planned. And then all these things happening, all these catastrophes in the world, all this stuff. And she says, now I can't I have no certainty about anything. I don't have I don't feel like I'm living without a future. See, this is actually a person like that. If they get this connection with the Vedas and with the disciplic line, then they can get a new life, because that old life is going to fall apart anyway at some point. Everybody has hope in their plans, and now the demons, the demoniac Kali Yuga influence, is exercising its influence more and more every year, actually. And so people, um, they don't know what to do now, because before it was sort of going okay, but now things are changing. Where do they go? So this is all actually, when you go to the ultimate situation, is the design of God, design of Krishna, to get people to lose faith in his Maya, to lose faith in the government, which is, especially, see, in Kali Yuga, we don't have like mode of goodness governments with kings, great kings like Mars Parikshit, or Mars Yudhisthira. We got Kali Yuga, we got rogues and thieves. They're all selfish. Most. Maybe there's a few that are okay, but the majority, they're all cheating, deceiving everybody. Practically, I see it now every day. We got this Jerome Powell, talking about there's only we're getting inflation under control. It's only 2-3%. And then I go to the store here, and I haven't been in America for 3 years. Well, basically, I was once, but basically, and now I see the prices are more than doubled in most cases. And he says inflation is only 2 and 3% when it's 50%, or more, 100%. And it shows up when you go and practically say, so they're lying. This is Kali Yuga. These people, they're lying to us. And you can't depend on them. And so this is the design of the Lord, is to get people, ultimately. I mean, that's if you make this connection, because where are you going to get this knowledge? Especially the way we're preaching with the empowerment of Lord Chaitanya, the true empowerment, of making things like crystal clear, the real situation going on. And then see those people, if you're in a hopeless position and you make this connection, you when you really kind of get what's going on here, you're gonna thank God that you were put in that position of Kali Yuga to dash all your hopes in his Maya in this quickly, because that's what's happening here. Because on the other hand, the Lord is giving quickly this bhakti, this prema, this devotion when you make the right connection. So Kali Yuga is advancing quickly now, but this bhakti is also advancing quickly to those who make this connection. And that's why I say, whatever gets you here, thank the Lord that whether it's sickness, like I kept telling, when River Yamuna used to complain, I'm this sick and this, I said, listen, it got you here, you know. So whatever gets you here, whether it's a sickness, whether it's you losing hope in the world, faith in the world, or you're just intelligent and you're really looking for the truth, right? Looking for God really sincerely, or you're just helpless and hopeless because you don't see any meaning. It looks empty and meaningless, this world, because it's true. Especially when you become a devotee, that's one of the qualities. You start to taste the truth. See, relish, your transcendental senses are awakened. And so you start tasting what is true and eternal. And then simultaneously, the Maya, you're looking on with the other eye, you're looking like, wow, how empty this is. How could people tolerate this? And they can't. And more, it's like they're losing all their certainty. The demons are heavily taxing people now. The age of Kali, it's heavy. If you read chapter 12, then chapter Canto 12, the symptoms of Kali Yuga, and then you look around, observe, and you'll see the leaders are like that. And the Brahmins are false. The Brahmins are mostly rogues, liars, cheaters, deceptors, like these leaders in ISKCON and all that. They got their positions by lying, cheating, and deceiving their followers. That's why when Prabhupada left, and the people that were still around that when Prabhupada was here, they saw what these guys did. Most of them left. Unless they were sellouts, selling out, compromisers. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Go to sleep. Yeah, and that goes for everybody. If it's late, go to sleep and watch the replay. Yeah. So this is practical. See, Bhakti Vinod Thakur was writing a book very practically like this to emphasize the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. And Prabhupada knew his disciples couldn't understand the preaching of Bhakti Vinod Thakur, who basically was preaching what I'm preaching here. Actually, we're preaching even more. But he was writing what we're preaching. He was writing about the great mercy of Lord Chaitanya. And Prabhupada knew his disciples couldn't understand it. He says, listen, you won't understand it. Just like now, this preaching is on the level of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's mentality and mind because he was an ecstatic devotee. Uh, and even now, most Vaishnavas are we're still 100 years, maybe more ahead. Oh, maybe a couple hundred years ahead, of the development of Vaishnavism. Just like Bhakti Vinod was so ahead of Vaishnavism, ahead of because most are neophytes. But that's the secret, those who do come to our real preaching of the real qualities and truths and instructions of Lord Chaitanya, the essence, you will also quickly advance. See, because you'll come ahead of everybody, and you'll feel it. Just like now, anybody advancing by being here, you look around, you look at the Vaidhi Bhaktas, you look at ISKCON, you look at the gurus and all that, you see they're far behind. This is how it is. By association, you advance. And you're lucky, good fortune to see that Lord Chaitanya is actually with our Sangha. Lord Chaitanya is empowering our Sangha so that the devotees can make very fast advancement. So take advantage. Don't be a slacker. If you have any comments, you put them up there. See, those familiar with the Vedas will know that Kali Yuga is the iron age of quarrel and hypocrisy. If you're not familiar, you can't understand what's going on. Even if you read these books, but you're not purified or awakened, you'll just read the words, but you won't see the quarrel and hypocrisy. Now, for example, Acharya Dev, perfect living example. People hate it when these guys, these teachers, these gurus, so-called gurus, hate it when I name them by names. Can you imagine how that burns the false ego? Because everything I say is true, no lie, and it's so practical. See, to show you, if you don't come through a living devotee, the devotee Bhagavat that's empowered by Lord Chaitanya genuinely, you can't understand this stuff. You can't understand that this is the age of hypocrisy and quarrel. And he's talking about it sometimes maybe, but also just preaching on a whole nother level of without true understanding. Because see, Bhagavad Gita 10:10, unless you worship Krishna with pure loving ecstasy, that prema, you do not have the right understanding or real transcendental knowledge. So I'll show you practically how that shows up with him. He can't see that those persons telling everybody to get that is hypocritical. They lied. These leaders tricked, lied, and deceived people to take that we can't even talk about, right? See? He believed in them. That shows you he doesn't understand this Bhagavatam. He doesn't see that hypocrisy that's in the leaders. He believed them. He thought, oh yeah, everybody, all my disciples, you must get this. Many gurus are like that. They say, yeah, you, my disciples, you must get that. I'm going to force you to get that. Even some. See, so it's you can read these words and not understand it. You won't perceive the hypocrisy, how you've been tricked, duped, and deceived by the world. The hypocrisy in the world. Even though you have the Vedas in your hand, because all you have is the book Bhagavad. And people might say, well, we have Prabhupada. See, we had Prabhupada, right? Well, Prabhupada didn't work on the level of purification, so that we do, so that people can understand this Bhagavad. He got people introduced a little bit, gave them work for Krishna, built temples for Krishna. That was mainly the preaching. Follow the rules and regulations for Krishna. See? But that's not enough. See? You need to learn from, you have to follow the formula of chapter 1 of Adi Lila on the spiritual master by the action of the book Bhagavat. See, book Bhagavat in the hands, mouth, preaching of a devotee that proves they're a devotee Bhagavat inspired by the transcendental will of Krishna, and Lord Chaitanya, and the Parampara proves it. See, by the love of God awakening more and more in devotees. You have to. That's the real guru. That's the real spiritual master. That's a real acharya. So that's all here. See, and not there, not anywhere. That's a rasic devotee. One out of millions of Vaishnavas, only one may have this kind of bhakti, prema, devotion. I couldn't find it. I went to India a lot of times. And people think, oh, Narayan was. Acharya Dev was. Jaipataka is. Even Prem Parojana is. He's got a little something, but not the real mercy. You know how I know? Because he believes. He's not through the obstacles. He believes in Narayan. Is a Mahabhagavad. See? And people say, Gohari, you're wrong. You're an offender. You're offensive. But they don't chant like this guy chants, and some of his disciples chant. So who are they to say that they're an authority? Narayan Raj didn't chant like this. Narayan Raj didn't pass this chanting in ecstasy on to anybody. So who's the authority? I'm just questioning, man. I'm just asking questions. See, most people are sentimental. They think, no, but because everybody believes Jaipataka or Narayan Raj or Acharya Dev's so great, they have 1,000 disciples. But Gohar, you just have a handful of people listening and following you. So they're right. See, that's superficial. See, oh yeah, you have the thousands of followers. You have all the neophytes out there. I get all the jewels here. You follow the program, follow the teaching, the Shiksha, Lord Chaitanya, as it is, and are increasingly getting the results of this. So where's the real authority? Is it there or here? Just discussing, just thinking about things. What's more logical to think that the Narayan Raj or Radhakund Babaji's or ISKCON are the real authority on bhakti? Because they have so many followers, but they don't have this ecstatic prema devotion you see every day, and these kinds of uncommon Krishna conscious conclusions? What is stronger? Is it the following? Well, the following is always there. Many are called, but few are chosen. See? Yeah. Many are called. Those are the millions of neophytes who are called, right, on Facebook Live. And the few come here that are meant to come here, because most are neophytes, and they're going to die neophytes. They're going to die believing in false gurus who don't represent the real Vrindavan. What to do? It's destiny. So we just do our work. What is our work? Relishing bhakti and publicly preaching it, because I got the order in 1996 from the Parampara, headed by Prabhupada, and the blessing of Krishna directly. That's good enough for me, man. Freddie says, definitely we are far ahead on the Vaides and religious practice. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we're here to teach what nobody is teaching. Narayan Raj didn't teach this. Acharya Dev doesn't teach it. The best of these guys don't teach it. Radhakund Babaji, Sanatana Das Babaji couldn't teach these things. couldn't transmit this real potency to others. See, that's the authority, is who is really empowered by the transcendental potency. People accepted Lord Chaitanya because he spread the Prema Sankirtan movement. He spread the awakening of bhakti in others because he had bhakti. Without real bhakti, you can't spread it. That's why Narayan Raj could never spread it. And I don't care how many people believe he had and everything, but he didn't spread it. And he's always talking about it. Radhe, 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 all these intimate things about Radhe, but nobody got it. So there's some kind of deception going on there, some kind of misunderstanding going on, some kind of lie going on there. And it's not surprising. This is the highest thing in the world. You know, this is why all these Vaishnavas are trying to do it on their own strength, and they can't get there. You got to go through the door, like Jesus says. If you try, you got to go through the door to get into the real kingdom of God. The door is the real, empowered, rare, empowered devotee of God, very intimate. They know these intimate secrets. And Jesus also said, if you try to climb into the kingdom some other way, like they all do, Narayan Raj included, Radhakund Babaji's included, ISKCON included, some other way other than the door, they're thrown out of the kingdom. That's what's happening. That's why they cannot pass this kingdom down, this kingdom of ecstatic worship of Krishna down to anybody. Lord Chaitanya did, Nityananda did, their real followers did, Narottam did, Shamananda, Srinivas did, but Acharya Dev doesn't, Narayan Raj doesn't, Radhakund Babaji's don't. Look at my wife, ex-wife. But we do. So I'm just thinking, I'm just discussing, I'm just thinking about things. What do you guys think? What makes more sense? To believe in superficial speculations and superficial bad logic, or logic that and clarity and understanding and real transcendental knowledge that comes from real bhakti? What makes more sense? See, that's why you got to hear it from a living mouth that shows you God's truth. Because if you don't get God's real word, you're not saved. God's real word comes through as real messengers. Real, not fakes. And there are a lot of fakes. Most are fakes. 99.9% are fakes. Okay, what else? So the verse goes, quoted by Bhaktivinoda. O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always despaired. See, they're quarrelsome, lazy, and misguided. See, people are quarreling usually because everybody wants to be right. Everybody thinks they're right. See? But the quality of God, if you read Nectar Devotion, the 60s, the qualities of the Lord, there's so many, 60 something, 65 or more maybe. Anyway, the Lord speaks on the authority of the Vedas. Why wouldn't he? He's the book. He's the devotee, and and God. He's the living God, and he's also the book Bhagavad. So he uses that. He can't find anything better than the Vedas to speak about these deep truths and the Chaitanya Lila truths. That's why devotees are so inspired to talk about Krishna, to talk about Chaitanya's instructions, to talk about what's really going on in this world, and enlighten people about these truths. So Freddie says the rules and regulations only make you only make you a moral human being in the mode of goodness. That can elevate you to the heavenly planets in the universe, which is only temporary. Yeah, I mean, and that's what Prabhupada was, he was thinking, hey, if we can elevate people to the mode of goodness, they get at least above the passion and ignorance, they get a human birth. He's thinking like that, right? But we're going deeper on the order of the Parampara. See, mode of goodness. So you can surpass all of that by hearing the teachings of the mode of pure goodness. You don't have to follow that strictly now. Just like because Jesus came to give a higher teaching than the Pharisee teaching of basically mode of goodness stuff, and they were mostly hypocrites and liars too, anyway. You know, materialistically motivated, religion. See, but the just these fishermen, these ordinary fishermen, surpass the Vedas, the moral teachings of the Vedas, the regulations of the Vedas, simply by their faith in the word preached by Jesus. See, it's more powerful. Then they ate corn. They went into the cornfield on the Sabbath and just ate corn, didn't think anything about it. And these Pharisees were freaked out. See, they were bound by the rules and regulations strictly, and the disciples and followers and friends of Jesus were exempt. So they went and ate. They were hungry. They said, well, let's go eat. They weren't worried about sinful reaction. Faith in, that's why Jesus said, hey, faith in me, faith in my word, all your sins are forgiven. Same thing here. It's always the same. That's a real spiritual master. That's what the Christians don't understand. Okay? But many of you are understanding that too, because if you have faith in this preaching, because it's as it is, it's very intimate word of God, proven all the time. Look how free you're becoming. Look how ecstatic you are coming. Look how drunk on the ecstasy you're coming. The ecstasy of God, God's transcendental potency. Pretty amazing, huh? The second, there is not much in the world any more other than speculation. All the so-called science, government, churches, ISKCON, very obvious Maya and Kali Yuga is showing itself. AI is trying to take over everything. Yeah, AI can take over the mind. That's all. See that if you want, you have to transcend the mind. You got to transcend this Maya. The Vedas will help you when you hear them from a real devotee. Otherwise, you hear them from speculators like these ISKCON gurus and all of them. They're not prema bhaktas, therefore they more or less hide the real path. Bhagavad Gita 10:10. Got to see a personification of that. So AI can only control people controlled by the mind, and that's most people. When you're speculating, Chaitanya, one of the Shiksha teachings of Lord Chaitanya was, you cannot attain the platform of transcendental mellows by speculating. The real platform. See, it comes by purification and hearing from a real devotee preaching to you confidential truths. See, you're getting purified, you become a disciple and friend. Now you're part of the family, and you become naturally qualified to understand transcendental knowledge because of attachment to Guru and God. Guru and Krishna, Guru and Lord Chaitanya. Guru in the name, Guru in the pastimes, and Vaishnavas. See, and they're preaching, real Vaishnavas preaching. Vani says, "You're that door. You've given us true examples. Your word makes the Lord alive in our lives. This is a wonderful path. This is life. All other preaching out there is so dead." Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the Lord's trick, actually, is to get us attached to truth. And then you look at the world and it's like, oh my God, dead. Prabhupada made humans so they can come to you. Yeah. Well, this is the next step, but not everybody will. Maybe they will. Who knows? Let's see. I'm amazed I'm able to preach with all this music, but I'm amazed they haven't taken this down yet because usually the music is copyrighted, right? And Facebook's a real stickler, you know. They hear a copyright thing on the algorithm AI thing and they chastise them. Somebody should download this here because otherwise Facebook will probably. Oh wait, it's on YouTube. They're usually pretty good, but they may also do this. Okay, what else we got? According to Vedic literatures, the living entities of this Kali Yuga are very feeble in their power to understand the spiritual. It's like this reading this is just like my preaching, you know, it's just stuff that I would say, you know, I like it. According to the Vedic literatures, see, according to the Vedic literatures, that's why we need to extend our sight through the Vedas, but you need to hear those Vedas from whose sight is extended because of the purification. See, you know, and and they chant the names in ecstasy. And so when you have that fulfilled, you hear those Vedas through the eyes, through the mouth of a real devotee. See, then, and then you can see that the living entities are feeble. They're very weak because of lack of the sight that you have. I was telling Tarun this very same thing today, actually. I said, I'm walking, I told him, I said, I'm going in Walmart, yeah, walking around this place, and people are they look so weak. They're so weak and down, controlled by these principalities that keep the real God from them. Therefore, they're weak because they're disconnection. And so the Maya is controlling them. You know, and there's in Walmart, you know, they got huge. The TVs are getting bigger now. They're huge to capture the attention totally and wholly people. See, in to thinking about nonsense and whatever they want to program it. Yeah, so they are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, and unlucky. See, misguided. If you hear the Vedas from a real devotee, you're going to be guided properly. If you hear the Vedas or you're Ritvik and you try to study the Vedas yourself, you're still going to be misguided more or less because you're not Bhagavad Gita 10:10. You don't have the right understanding or real transcendental knowledge yet. So you're going to be more or less misguided because of your lack of devotion and unwillingness to follow the path of those who are actual devotees with real devotion and real understanding. And they give that to you, but you reject it. See how many people reject this teaching? Look at Johan's. Thank you for your example there, Johan, because it's really useful. Look at Johan. He was never really accepted my word. He just came to steal this bhakti. He believed in his word about everything, even about that. And he kept getting that. Madhusudana too, very proudly. I got boosted and everything. very proud, arrogant. Okay? Oh, I defied your word, man. See, pride. Oh, the music's not coming through. That's good. Must be a noise canceller. Yeah. So you're misguided. You're misguided by not knowing the essence of the truth. You're misguided by not knowing that transcendental love of God is life's ultimate goal. You may know it, but not understand it because you really don't know it. Okay? You're misguided if you're misguided off of the real path. If you go to these gurus who have not attained life's ultimate goal, prema bhakti, devotion to Krishna, you go to them to go to Vrindavan, you're misguided automatically because they're not Bhagavad Gita 10:10, don't have the right understanding. They shouldn't even be spiritual master. They shouldn't be worshipped. Otherwise that's idolatry. You're idling away your time and their time too. Not going anywhere. Yeah. So you're misguided. That's why it takes many lifetimes to figure it out for most people, unless you come here. We just tell you. Oh, you're looking for Krishna? All you need is Krishna's real representative, who is in the real mood of Vrindavan, the ecstatic worship, and glorifies that. Shows you that. See, so misguided, unlucky. See, unlucky is when you you're naturally unlucky. You're not supposed to be unlucky. You're supposed to be lucky. As spiritual persons connected with God, ideally and potentially connected and communing and engaging in pure devotional service makes you the luckiest person in this world. The luckiest person in this universe. You're more lucky than demigods who don't have this. And everything, you just become lucky. Good luck all the time. I have good luck. So much good luck just keeps coming, man. And even if something seems to be unlucky, it then turns out being lucky. It's like a certain teaching to make me aware of something. So I feel lucky in all ways, and so do many of my students who are getting this. You become like a goddess of fortune. See, the goddess of fortune is lucky. You know why she's lucky? She has an intimate, ecstatic, devotional relationship with Narayan or Krishna, whatever you want. It makes her fortunate. She gets boon after boon after boon and has the power to give other boons. But see, people approach her. She says, fools approach me for material wealth, and they don't know the wealth of bhakti that she has. And that's what she's just naturally wealthy, even materially. And she can bestow material wealth on people. But she's really fortunate because of her intimate relationship with God, with Krishna, with Narayan. All devotees are like that. They're naturally fortunate and lucky because of that intimate, ecstatic relationship they have, according to their rasa. So most people don't have that. They're more or less misguided. So what's the remedy? You listen to an empowered devotee. You follow their instructions. They're not very hard. Just come to sadhu sangha, associate with devotees here regularly. Follow sincerely. Don't follow for name and fame and to be an important person. Follow to be purified of that, and so you can love God intimately, ecstatically forever. Noodles and I feel very lucky, even when things seem different. We learn from them exactly, and Krishna makes it so. Also, these are solid truths we exclusively learn from here. Devotee is the door. Devotion is true wealth. Love of God is the ultimate goal. All the above can be given very effortlessly by Guru. You. Yeah. All I do is I do what I love, man. I do what causes love to awaken in me, and that's to please the Lord. And what pleases the Lord is to just nourish this bhakti that's been awakened in me regularly. Don't have to be fanatical, just regularly, I just regularly do it. I don't always chant, I'm not the Haridas Thakur. I regularly nourish it. It keeps growing, I notice. I think I stay happy. The world is looking more and more like not attractive. It's like an empty shell. Yeah, and so it's effortless. If anybody comes here, you'll see effortlessly and spontaneously you'll get purified. You'll get the burning heart sometimes, and that's like, oh, what did you do to get that? Usually you have to do a lot of austerities to get that fire going to burn up your karma. Oh, for maybe lifetimes. And here you just come here, and the Lord's pleased that you come here, and then you start to believe and have faith in what we're preaching, and the heart starts burning up all your karma. The fire there in the heart, baptism by fire, everything. Then Spirit comes, the Holy Spirit of devotion. Samsung is releasing AI television, much higher definition background sound. Interactive light in the room with your phone. Your phone becomes your remote control sound. And object. Oh, it sounds interesting. Okay, I think I'm going to stop now. And I'll be back later. My devices are all charged. For this, I got this. It's kind of like a jackery thing. It's like a spare battery with a. I can charge the computer when I need it, which is important. Yeah, this nice. I just come here, do a charge up my thing here. That's what Govinda does. Okay, my friends, we'll see you later. Have a nice rest, and we'll be back. I think I'll go into the hot springs now. Take my bath. I got this ticket book, big, huge discount, more than half off. Amazing. See, I'm lucky even with that. Yeah, I know the lady. She gave me a ticket book where I get $6 per bath, which is amazing because it's usually 15.